Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a river that doesn't just run through a country, but builds it, carving calendars, feeding millions, moving markets, and shaping faith. I'm Sam Nong Bradley, and welcome to Ancient Echoes.
In today's episode, we're exploring Khmer water worlds, how Tonlé Sap, the Mekong, and human-made reservoirs made empire, city, and community possible. We'll look at engineering and everyday life, ritual and sound, and what these waterways teach us now.
Why water? Because for the Khmer world, water was not only a resource, it was a system of meaning and survival. In the next hour, we'll trace the rivers and channels that helped build Angkor and continue to shape Cambodian culture. Let's begin with place, the Tonlé Sap and the Mekong.
Picture the Tonlé Sap, a lake that breathes. During the dry season, it sits low and wide. When the rains come, the Mekong swells and, almost like a great lung, pushes water back into Tonlé Sap. The lake expands many times over, flooding forests, fields, and villages. This annual reversal creates an enormous mobile ecology and is foundational to Cambodian history and food systems.
The Mekong's seasonal pulse, paired with predictable monsoon rains, anchored settlement patterns. Communities clustered where floodwaters enriched the soil and where people could navigate by boat. Over centuries, these rhythms shaped the Khmer Empire's reach and economic base. The evidence appears in inscriptions, settlement surveys, and the very location of temple cities like Angkor. The layers matter.
Key Khmer words appear everywhere. Barai, the great reservoirs that look like mirrors the size of lakes, moats and canals that threaded urban spaces, embankments that guided water across fields. These engineered features weren't passive, they were active landscape making. Archaeologists now see Angkor not as isolated monuments, but as a hydraulic metropolis.
When we say hydraulic engineering for Angkor, we mean large-scale coordinated waterworks, alignments of reservoirs, dikes, and canals that distributed water and managed flood cycles. The barais acted as buffers and storage, supporting rice cultivation and giving political centers the food surplus needed for labor and craft specialization. The scholarly insight reveals that water management was a technology of power.
Let's unpack that with an image. Imagine thousands of hectares of paddy fields fed by a network of canals, boats carrying goods to market along these waterways, artisans moving cast bronze or lacquerware, and villagers timing planting to the flood. This is not abstract. It's how households ate, celebrated, and traded.
And the material evidence supports it. LiDAR surveys reveal buried canals and reservoirs, field archaeology documents seasonal fish traps, and inscriptions mention rice levees and boat crews. The research tells us these were complex systems, ecological, social, and political, woven together. That's where culture lives.
Moving from systems to everyday life, floods created abundance and mobility. Fish captured in flooded forests supplemented rice. Boat building was a staple craft. Markets moved with water routes. For many communities, the river calendar meant the year was organized around high and low water, not months alone.
Consider the boat procession, a visible expression of communal ties and spiritual meaning. In riverine societies, processions mark harvest, honor ancestors, and rehearse social order. The music that accompanies these processions, rhythms that mimic paddling or the lap of waves, is a soundscape born of water.
Listen closely. In those boat songs and in temple carvings, water becomes metaphor for life, for purity, for connection between people and the divine. Angkor Wat's bas-reliefs, for example, often place processions and life-sustaining scenes near water, reminding viewers that the sacred and the practical were braided together.
From a cultural standpoint, the rhythm of inundation shaped calendars and festivals. Seasonal ceremonies gave thanks for floods and sought balance in uncertain years. Oral traditions tie flood stories to migration and memory. Songs carry local ecological knowledge across generations. The cultural significance is profound.
Now, fast forward to today. Many communities still read the river like a calendar. Fisher families follow known floodplain cycles. Boat makers pass down designs suited to local currents. But modern pressures, dams upriver, altered rainfall patterns, agricultural intensification, introduce new uncertainties.
That said, continuity is strong. Living knowledge persists in local practices. Seasonal festivals remain, and community-based conservation projects are documenting traditional fishing techniques and sacred sites. Heritage workers are partnering with villagers to map intangible practices tied to water. The pattern shows us resilience and adaptation.
For listeners who want to engage respectfully, learn about local efforts, support organizations that partner with communities, follow visual work like Samnong's YouTube explorations that prioritize local voices and nuanced context. These steps help keep the conversation rooted in culture, not just critique.
Before we close, let's recap the key threads. Water shaped settlement and statecraft through the Tonlé Sap and Mekong. Hydraulic engineering, like barais and canals, underwrote Angkor's scale. Everyday life, markets, boats, and music flowed from seasonal cycles. And today, living knowledge and conservation efforts link past and present. The deeper story is interdependence between people, water, and place.
We'd love to hear from you. Share a photo, a memory, or a question about rivers and heritage with us on social media. Tag @AncientEchoes and use hashtag #RiversOfEmpire. We'll highlight community responses and Samnang's visual pieces on YouTube for listeners wanting a closer look. Let's unlock the echoes of history together.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Ancient Echoes. We hope these stories helped you see Cambodian history and culture in a deeper, more human way.
The echoes of the past live on in people's voices, memories, and everyday lives. Thank you for listening and for making space for these stories. If this episode resonated with you, please follow Ancient Echoes on your favorite podcast app and share it with someone who might appreciate these conversations.
You can also connect with us and share your own stories or questions at our handle and website. We'd love to hear how these echoes sound in your life. Until next time, thank you for listening to Ancient Echoes.
In the quiet of night, I whispered my plea, holding her close, hoping for her decree. I called upon spirits, asked them to guide, to take her heart and lead her by my side. So I drew her near, traced her brow so fair, my sight is way. Sacred power, swai, mighty spirit awakened. By the master's right, let her heart be gently taken. Let her follow me now by vow and by sign. I hear these words, oh teacher, witness this plea. Oh, my sacred power, swai.